people of this world, a darkness is coming, and you are in danger.
Hello and welcome back to Roll for Rivals, an actual play podcast that breaks the number one rule, splitting the party with a twist. Previously, we met our villains through cinematic backstories, while our heroes crossed paths in an unexpected way, ending the last episode with a chilling message in the sky. In today's episode, we learn how the villains return to the material plane, and we watch the heroes react to the haunting message of impending doom. We see the image of a dark, damp cave, driplets of water hitting the hard rock floor. We start zooming in through the cave. You notice candles lit everywhere, just showing a very dim light of what appears to be a wizard's lair. In the center of this whole thing, you see 3 separate coffins in the dead center. You see a large stone sarcophagus containing something humongous. It looks like it has been aged 100 years. To the left, you see a very fancy, ornate coffin. It looks like it was made with pristine white wood, and you see several symbols and images of what seems to be a battle carved into the side in red. And then in the far right, an unusual form of burial, but you see a metal cage with a body on the inside. Around these 3 burial objects, you notice on the ground a large green sigil with cantrips and mystic messaging, supposedly pointing towards a ritual. Then, in front of this, you see a person.
Yes, it is almost time. Time to get the final ingredients.
So you see him rummaging through this stone table in front of him, writing stuff in green and red ink, grabbing several ingredients, like a large toe that you'd see from Skyrim, a frog leg, and feathers from a crow. You see him grab all of it, and then you see a green magical orb appear underneath his hands as all the ingredients then absorb into the orb. Then he separates his hands, showing 2 green fires. He rotates his body to face the 3 coffins.
In life, you were betrayed. In death, you are now stronger. Come back to this plane, my minions, and serve justice one last time.
And he thrusts his hands forward, shooting the fireballs out. These fireballs start swirling around the room. This dimly lit room now is engulfed in flames and in brightness in green, absorbing all 3 burial objects. You notice almost like soul-like creatures swirling around this flame tornado. Then one by one, they start jumping into the coffin's sarcophagus and the metal cage. First to awaken seems to be the ornate coffin that starts struggling and wiggling about as the top of the coffin blows off. Eekery, rise.
Where the heck am I?
And then right next to them, you see the stone sarcophagus struggling. But unlike the coffin next to him, the top of the coffin does not burst open, and in fact fades away. Then next to him, you see the cage, and the dead body in the cage begins to rise as its eyes, mouth, and other crevices start bursting with life. Then the metal cage explodes, releasing the victim inside. Then you notice what looks like to be a necromancer, half alive, half dead. You see remnants of a human past, but scarring of bone and decaying tissue. You see the wizard who started the cantrip itching his head.
Why is that last one not working?
And then he walks over to the stone sarcophagus, and he knocks on the stone sarcophagus.
Hello? Are you in there?
And then, as he knocks, the sarcophagus starts to shake and then explodes, sending the wizard to the back of the room, slamming against the wall. Then, in the bright light, we see a shadow of a humongous warrior. Then, a green lightning bolt shoots out from this shadow and then slaps on the ground. We see just a puddle of slime.
Oh God! Something's wrong!
Uh-oh. That's not supposed to happen.
My flesh! Where's my flesh?
Ooh, and then you see the wizard gather himself and turn around to look at the table to see if he messed up one of the cantrips. Okay. Calm down. Okay, we can roll with this. All right, it's all part of the plan. Okay. And then you see him slap his face, or the lack thereof, and he turns around and faces you guys.
My minions, all of you have been betrayed, cast out like garbage. But I have a second plan for you. You see, those people who hurt you, those people who cast you out, they have a hideous plan, and I am going to stop it. I am going to make life and death coherent and together in a loving marriage, and I need your help.
How do either of you respond?
First, I guess I'm gonna ask, what's wrong with my body? Why am I all goopy?
I guess
this
I would
off
also
of me.
kind of look at myself and see that I'm not all there either. I got some bones, and I'm looking kind of zombie-ish a little bit, and just kind of the same things. Like, what? Why do I look like this? What happened to me?
What have you done to my body? I used to have rippling muscles, and now I'm goopy.
So to explain to our viewers what we're actually looking at now. So from right to left, you notice kind of a Master Splinter-like person. However, take Master Splinter and zombify him, and that is modern-day Eekery, unlike the previous Eekery that we saw last episode. Then, next to him, we see a literal green slime on the ground. Just a green slime. Then, to the left of him, you notice the epitome of a necromancer. Black robes with dark black metal armor on their shoulder, with horns coming out of the hood, and a skeleton face and skeleton body with just remnants of human flesh. The wizard in the dark clothes then says,
How about we try this?
and he snaps his finger, and you see kind of like a green aura surround you, Zane. And then you're transformed into like a slime skeleton with
Ooh.
chains around your arms and wrist and neck, and also with just torn garments kind of covering your body slightly.
So, I hope you enjoy this, and I can kind of tell that you're not really liking your current physical appearances.
This would take some getting used to.
The necromancer says, actually, I kind of like this. So then the wizard says,
Well, you don't have to settle for this look for much longer. You see, I can give you exactly what you want, including your bodies back.
Alright, well, go on.
Yes, go on.
Eekery, I can give you your title back, your profits, your reputation.
I could be the king of the thieves again.
Ozen, I can give you your fame, your glory, your muscles. I can give them all back to you.
Oh, that would be wonderful. This sucks ass.
In Ballshat, heir to the dead kingdom, I can give you that kingdom. My heir. My son.
what's y'all's passive perception?
Looks like a 12?
I think mine is a 13.
Okay, Gabe, you actually notice this. So if you look across the room, you notice that Balshat, the necromancer on the end of the room, he has kind of a surprised look on his face, like disbelief. However, he does not respond. The wizard who revived you then says,
Listen to me closely now. Don't try any sneaky business, or your lives are mine.
And you see him kind of rubbing his index and his thumb together, and you literally feel your soul retching out in pain.
So, I'm going to be 100% with you. I only have enough power to revive you. I cannot sustain you at this time, but I revived you for this reason. For the mission, I need some relics to a long lost, forgotten artifact. This artifact is so powerful that it can rock the foundation of even the gods of Othoria. So, if you get me all 6 relics, I will give you your body, your fame and glory, and everything that is due to you. However, if you wait longer than 30 days to get me the relics, I will have no choice but to send you from whence you came, as I have no power left in me.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, so our choices are either go back to being dead, or get these relics for you to do whatever it is that you want to do. I think that the option is clear for me.
Indeed, I agree with the rodent man.
Besides, this will help you with revenge, won't it? And it kind of looks like I'm a bad guy, but I'm actually on your team. You see, I only have enough power to sustain you, and I feel that all of you deserve the revenge against the people who put you under the ground. And I'm trying to help you in that, aid you in that. So now there is a catch. If you try to run away or try to find a reason to break the curse, then I hate to admit it, but then I'll have to send you back to the ground early. But now that's just an insurance for me, because the power is also sustaining my life, you see.
Only one question. Is the revenge going to be within that 30 days, or after we are revived to our full bodies? Is that when revenge comes into play?
You can take out your revenge whenever you want. But just know, 30 days.
And he makes a gesture towards like an invisible watch on his wrist.
You go back under, so keep that in mind. And some of the relics are spread very far across the land. However, every time you get a relic, not only will it give you a slight power boost, but it may also sustain your life for longer. So maybe with the right amount of relics, we can extend your life temporarily until we get the full thing.
Okay, so what are these relics?
Well, nosy little slime, aren't you?
I wouldn't be a slime if you had done your job.
Hey, that's not my fault. There was something extra. I followed all the steps, and look, your good buddy Ratman is alive.
Alright, whatever.
So, I'll explain along the way. But in the meantime, it is very urgent that we get the first relic today. You see, we are not very far from the initial site. There is this city named Farron, known for its magnificent plateau city. High above its peasant grounds, this capital city is donned in marble and gold veins from a history long ago. However, this city, down in the peasant grounds, holds a graveyard. And in that graveyard, there's a mausoleum. And under that mausoleum is the first relic. You must adventure down the dungeon and retrieve the first relic today. It is essential to my plan.
Okay, sounds easy enough.
Alright, so just taking a relic from a graveyard. Sounds easy enough.
Easy. And Bowshot here, he's gonna be keeping tabs on you, informing me on everything. He won't be directly involved, but he'll be there to aid, help, and also inform me of any mischief. So try not to be too crazy, but maybe have a little bit of fun along the way.
So then you all gather together and exit the cave. When you exit the cave, you notice that you are immediately greeted with a tree line, and past the tree line is the exact village the man was talking about.
Okay. So we do your little fetch quest, but do you expect us to do it barehanded?
Balshot says, well, I have my weapon. Have you even checked your body?
I guess I haven't.
It's been one of those days.
Still trying to get used to the whole slime thing. Is there anything floating in my body? I guess I look down with my vacant eyes.
So, yeah, all of your items that you died with in your past life, you retain to this day. However, you have a special ability that you can actually transform one of your limbs into a desirable item.
Ah.
So, like, when you start thinking of your war axe from your past life, your hand actually transforms into the war axe.
Whoa, okay. So I guess that kind of works with the plasmoid trait, the shape self. Okay. I can dig that.
I remember we were doing this earlier, as I have it written down on my sheet, and I had like a secret item on there.
Yes. And feel free to pull that out at any time. Keep it a secret or text me a message and be like, hey, bro, I want to use it right now on Zane. But Zane, you also have a secret weapon as well, or secret item.
Yeah, I guess my character would just kind of feel like, check its pockets and everything, and it would feel something it doesn't recognize at first and just kind of look at it and just like, just slides it back in pocket. We're going to keep that a secret for now.
So Balshot then says, well, I'm not much of a fighter, I'll go ahead and admit. However, I'm very good at supporting from long distances. Take this. And he hands you a really tiny rat skull, which I hope is not is not insensitive to you, Gabe.
I'm just gonna take the rat skull and just be like, just slowly look at it, look back at him, look back at the rat skull, look back at him.
He says, trust me, I created it before I knew you. However, if you break this and throw it at a wall, you will be able to teleport straight back here with me, and I will be able to either aid you or you can retreat back to me.
Well, I don't like the way that this form takes, but I will take this with us.
But don't worry, I also have eyes in the sky. And you notice a zombie crow flying above you guys.
So, looks like we have somebody committing surveillance on us 24/7. We have an emergency escape route if we need it. Is that all you're going to be assisting us with, Balshot, or are you going to be coming along the way too?
No, purely from range. I'll be here waiting for you.
Oh, that's fine. I'm more of a Russian kind of guy.
Once again, like father, like son.
Yeah. What's that supposed to mean? That guy's not my dad.
So go ahead and make a stealth check, because obviously you guys walking into this town may set off some alarms.
Okay.
So I got a modified 20.
My gosh, I got a 14.
14 and a modified 20. Yeah, I like it.
I guess I'm just gonna flavor it that I'm just gonna turn into a little puddle and just kind of creep along the ground.
I like it.
Like,
I guess it comes in handy that I have the criminal background, and I'm also just kind of a weaselly rat anyway, so stealth should be kind of good.
Well, there you go. Dynamic.
Be like the symbiote from Spider-Man 3, just kind of glooping around.
What a great reference. What a good movie. So you guys are now walking towards the village. Both of you make a perception check.
Oh, hell no. What does... Can I go with my passive perception?
Yeah, I think your passive perception will award you of like what I'm about to say, but anything like, by the way, you also notice, you won't know.
Okay. Well, I did roll what appears to be a 4, but my passive is 12, if you'll allow me to use that.
No,
Yeah,
don't worry. Mine was lower than my passive too. I got a 10.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Well then,
to be fair, I don't have eyes.
That's true. Your eyes are kind of like everywhere. So what I'm about to say actually goes towards both of you, because both of you got lower than what I wanted. So you notice that the peasants and common folk of this area are actually getting ready for a celebration. And they're putting up streamers, setting up party decorations. You notice kids playing in the street. It almost seems like it's kind of a Friday night. Some strange party might be happening today in this culture. Both of you have been dead for some time, so you do not know what actual events are taking place today. However, in this classic medieval town, you make your way through the brick road all the way down to this alleyway. So there's a tavern on your right, And then down the alleyway, there's this graveyard. And you notice the marble mausoleum in the dead center of it. You walk up to it and investigate it and notice immediately that it unlatches. And as you unlatch it, there's a stairwell going down.
Well, let's try and scope it out a little and go a bit safely.
I agree, and I would like to see if there's any type of like traps or anything along the way.
Alrighty. Both of you make an investigation check.
Oh, what does a 7 get me?
That's the best one so far. Mine was a 6.
Well, we're starting the day off really strong. So
Yeah.
you both look down the stairwell and it looks seemingly fine. The only thing that really catches your attention is almost like a plaque hanging on the roof of the stairwell, and it says Dungeon of Remembrance.
Because my character would just see that and just look at it and go, well, remembrance. I need that because I don't remember how I died. And I just start walking down.
Wait for me.
Alrighty. So you guys are now walking down the stairs. So as you walk down the stairs, every few feet, a torch ignites with a light blue flame. And when you finally make it to the bottom of the steps, you notice kind of a trapezoid type of room. It's pointing towards the left. And when you look around the room, you notice a stone door that's clearly closed. And you notice 3 coffins that are kind of built into the floor, each coffin containing a symbol. As you walk up to it, the coffin's tops then burst off and 3 skeletons sit up.
Hello, gents.
Sequentially, they say, "Hello, I am the trio of this Dungeon of Remembrance." And they say that in unison.
I am Ozen.
So
I kind of mocked them.
stop mocking us, you glute.
Okay.
So both of you make an investigation check.
13.
11.
Okay, Zane, you actually notice this. It is up to you what you do with this information. But you notice that each skeleton has actually a symbol engraved to their forehead. And the symbols match the coffins, but the skeletons are not in the same coffin with their symbol.
Oh, okay. Ratman, look at the symbols on them. Seem to be a bit mixed up.
I see what you mean. Also, my name is Eekery, by the way.
Ah, Eekery. I'll forget it in 10 minutes. I'm not sure how much of my brain is left in this slime form.
Alright, well, Mr. Slime, what do you suppose we do about these mismatched symbols?
Well, I suppose we can try and match them.
Seems like a fair enough estimate. How are we going to get the skeletons out of the coffin without breaking them?
Skeleton trio, do you mind if we gonna change your seating arrangements?
Yes, we do mind very much.
Well, Eekery, it seems like we have an issue here.
What if we just change the heads?
Skeleton trio, are you guys opposed?
Why should we help you?
We're just passing through is all.
It's like, you guys are dead, we're dead. We're like brothers.
Yeah, we have a lot in common here.
We have a lot in
Okay.
common.
All right, I'll bite. One of you make a persuasion check.
Ooh, baby,
Think-
let's see.
You may be a bit more persuasive
Oh,
than me.
yes. Thank God for a +2. I got a 21.
Oh,
Okay. only two of them speak. One says O and one says K, and then the third one just says, "All right, okay, this bit is getting old." Okay, like these are the first people that we've met in hundreds, if not thousands of years, and we're still doing this bit. And the other 2 brothers look at him and they're like, "It's part of our thing. It's what we were told to do. It's part of the puzzle that we're supposed to do." It's almost like we're trying to confuse them, make them think that maybe there's an alternative puzzle. And then like the argumentative brother says, "It's so dumb though. I mean, look, they're obviously zombies as well. Maybe they're trying to get to the Hall of the Dead." And then the other 2, they're like, "Oh, okay." And then the one on the far left, he like smacks his face and he pretends to pull his face down as if he had skin to pull on. And he looks at you guys and he goes, listen, we can't just let you through. Okay. But we are going to make it easier on you. And we're going to ask you a favor.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you.
The reason why we were placed here is because our families did not leave us a tribute when we died. So if you guys could please leave us a tribute, 1 gold each, we'll let you through.
Oh. Eekery, my pockets are a bit dry at the moment.
Of course they are. Let's see if I still have any of my possessions whenever I was the king of thieves. I check my pockets for some gold.
Well, you got any coin in there? Or is it just pocket lint?
Let's see. I pull out some coins and I place one down at the foot of each of their coffins.
They then in unison say, thank you. And like you see their souls depart, like out of their skeleton bodies, and they just kind of like Legos, they just kind of fall apart.
You're welcome.
You put the skulls in their corresponding coffins, and then you hear the stone wall then moving to the side, revealing the next room.
Is it lit, the next room?
Not yet.
Can I see anything with my dark vision?
Yes, it is an oddly shaped room, being much larger than most hallways you'd expect.
Huh, okay. Well, Eekery, I don't really see anything out of the ordinary. Guess we just move forward with caution.
What if
As
we
I
take
just
one
said,
of
it is
the-
a little out of the ordinary.
What if we take
Yeah,
one
you
of
know,
these
we just move forward with
skeletons
caution.
body pieces and just like throw it in the room, see if anything happens?
All right. Sure, why not? I'm just gonna start grabbing femur bones and start hucking them down the hallway.
Okay. Well, as you start shucking them into the hallway, the room lights up with the blue flames from earlier. And now you see the room much better. And one of the bones actually lands, since you're just like grabbing them and tossing them, right?
Yeah. Essentially, the entire skeleton is going into that hallway.
So I'll just assume that you're just kind of throwing it all over the place. So one of the bones actually lands on what you can only assume is a pressure plate, and then you notice thousands of arrows shoot across the hallway from both sides of the room.
All right, I think it was a good thing that we decided to play this out.
Yeah, no, good call. We make a decent team.
Do you remember which plate that one hit that caused the arrows?
No idea.
Yeah, as soon as you stop throwing the bones, the torches they like unlight.
I'm gonna take a gander at the ceiling, like in the walls. What are the walls made out of?
Without a perception check, I'm just gonna say it looks like an ancient stone.
Okay, I'm gonna make a perception check to see if there are any crevices maybe I can squeeze into and just climb around.
Okay, make a perception check.
Okay. Let's see here. I got a 10.
With a 10, sure. You could either squish flat to actually dodge all the arrows, or you could even squish into the arrow holes and squish into there. Alternatively, since you're a slime, I'll say you can probably stick yourself to the roof and also slide across as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna try climbing on like the ceiling of the roof. Because I mean, who would expect a person to be walking up there, you know?
What if your dungeon master, like knowing your characters, actually wrote a roof pressure place? No, I didn't do that. So yeah, you traverse the roof with no harm, and you make it to the other side. However, you've run into a new problem. Gabe's character, Eekery, is still on the other side.
Sorry about that, mate. I kind of forgot you back there.
I was like, well, while you were on the roof, could you see anything that looked like a pressure plate?
Nope. Appears to be safe. I'm gonna extend one of my slime hands so that he can just grab onto it, and I can be like a crane and just have him hover above the ground.
Just carry me over.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to hold on. I only have one hand to extend.
All right, so just barely dangling from the roof, you guys slime your way to the other side, and then you make it to the next room. The next room is supposedly what the skeletons were talking about, the Hall of the Undead. You notice a gargantuan room with coffins and kind of like carved out holes in the walls that coffins were placed into. You also notice on the far right side of the room a humongous pile of bodies. Both of you make a perception check.
13.
9.
I like a 13. We'll say. So, Zane, if you were to squint your eyes, the pile of bodies could almost resemble a body itself, almost like a sleeping giant. The entrance to the next room is open, so you could potentially just walk across. If you want to make a stealth check, you can.
Yeah, I think that would be wise.
I will definitely do a stealth check. Oh
Oh,
my god. I'm switching
Judah,
dice.
I got a 4. I think I'm gonna go to like the Google dice roller.
I'm switching
Mine are
dice.
betraying me.
Mine
I
are
guess I'm
betraying
like
me too.
dripping ooze loudly, I guess.
This is how bad it is. I have a +6 to stealth. My total was 11.
Man. So, you guys start walking across the hall, and you make it halfway through the hall. The large pile moves. However, it doesn't move as if something's hiding underneath it. It moves as if the body pile is one uniform creature. So it's not awake yet. However, it moves as if it's like struggling in a sleep. Like it just heard something and it like is starting to wake up a little bit. It's restless.
Oh,
I just look over at
Eekery,
Gabe and
let's.
go, stop making so much noise.
Sorry, I'll just try and slide across the ground. That way I don't make any noise.
Yeah,
You
slide.
know, like what your character kind of reminds me of? Kind of reminds me of Bob from Monsters vs. Aliens.
Oh my god! I made Bob.
Does it talk like Seth Rogen too?
Oh no, I am not doing that.
No, that's okay. Ozen the Oozen is cool. He's cool. It just there's this particular moment, and like I could like imagine Bob just trying to sneak through the spaceship at the end of the movie. But anyway, so go ahead and make another stealth check for me.
Okay.
Oh.
My god, the exact same. Like I knock over like an ancient urn as I'm like going down this hallway.
Well, I got
That's-
11
that's
again as
perfect.
well too.
Oh my goodness, y'all are like stuck in the Matrix. So
I even switched
doo-doo rolls.
dice.
oh my goodness. So you guys make it about 3/4, and Ozen the Oozen, you do exactly what you say. You knock over an ancient vase and it smashes to pieces. As you turn around to look at the pile, it is gone.
Oh, Eekery, we have a problem.
I turn back to look at him and see that the body is going.
Maybe this stuff. We just start running.
My eyes
Just
yeah,
make a
just
mad dash down the hallway.
run!
So you guys start sprinting for the door, and then, like a Dark Souls reveal boss, it jumps from the roof in front of the door, and you notice this monstrosity of a creature. A mass of bodies conjoined to make one large colossal body. A zombie clot is now guarding the door. You can either fight or try to finesse your way to the next room.
I'm gonna look at Eekery and go, don't worry, I think I got this. One of the few things I had left on my body when I died. And I pull out a fire rune because I'm a rune knight.
Okay, I thought you were going to talk about the stick.
No, not the stick.
I was like, Zane, we talked about this.
Oh, you know what? Can my rune like be inscribed on my walking stick?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna point my walking stick at it and go. Yeah! I guess I have to hit the creature with it.
Oh, God. Okay. Are you gonna throw it, or are you gonna try and hit him?
I guess I'm just gonna try and poke him really hard.
Okay, make an
Like
attack
I'm a
roll.
fencer with my.
Well,
branch.
we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's roll for initiative.
Oh
Alright.
my god, Judah, a 3.
I got a 15.
With a 15 and a 3. So this is the initiative. It goes Eekery, Zombie Claw, and then Zane. So we begin the initiative. Gabe, what do you do?
I'm gonna try to find my way to dexterity my way past him and get around him.
Alrighty, make a straight dexterity check.
Oh my god, why is it a 5 again?
So he blocks you from actually making it to the next room. So you do not get past him.
Let's see. I will just do the disengage because I do have that. I have the skitter ability for a bonus action, so I can take either dash, disengage, or hide. So I'll do I guess dash is a better one.
If you want to do that, I'll just let you go to the next room.
Heck yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that then.
Eekery, wait!
It's revenge for earlier when you left him behind in the trap room.
Well, but I came back for him.
Don't worry, he's got a plan. All right. So now it's the zombie Clot's turn. He's gonna raise his ginormous mass of a fist and smash you, Zane.
Oh God, this is reminiscent of how I died. Getting PTSD.
So Zane, you have like a memory surge of like the troll and the zombie Clot are now switching places back and forth.
Oh my God.
As the fist is about to land on top of you, and then like you snap back to reality and you're like, oh wait, I can just dodge. And you slide to the right and he misses. Now, Zane, it is actually your turn. The fist is now like lodged into the ground if you want to retaliate.
Let's see. I'm gonna yeah, I don't think conversation's gonna get very far. I'm gonna try and smack him with my ultimate weapon, my stick.
Alrighty, so what are the effects of the stick, actually? Besides what we mentioned last episode.
It is a stick that I've hastily carved my fire rune into. So hopefully when I hit him, I can use its ability.
Alrighty, so make an attack roll.
Ooh, look at that. Do I have any bonuses while using my stick? Like, can I use my strength?
Since I'm like letting you like morph your hand into like any weapon, I'll say that you just kind of have proficiency with unarmed attacks, or not unarmed attacks, but makeshift attacks.
Okay. I got a 15 plus my 4 strength, so a 19.
That definitely hits. Roll
Sweet.
damage, and well, I won't make you roll damage. Since it's an improvised weapon, you deal 1 damage.
Incredible. But then the rune on my stick glows with bright embers, and the target takes 2d6 fire damage and must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained for a minute.
All right, and he fails.
Oh, hell yeah. I did 8 damage.
All right, so in total you deal 9 damage. You swat his hand like an old-fashioned school teacher, and you see him then freeze.
The runes, it summons fiery shackles from the ground.
Ooh, okay, even cooler. So you smack his fist, and you notice runes appear on the ground beneath him. Shackles from hell then jump out and latch onto his wrist. You hear 1,000 screams as their hands burn from the fiery shackles.
Oh, sorry about that. We're just passing through. And I just tried to shuffle past him.
Sure. Yeah, since he's restrained, I'll let you move without any harm. So, yep, you slide underneath his legs and make it to the next room.
Oh, Eekery, get the doors.
I hold it open for him as he comes in.
So you're in a somewhat narrow hallway. As you make it down the hallway, you notice 3 kind of rounded doors. And on the top of every door, you see a single word, left to right, regret, guilt, and shame. And then you kind of see a plaque in the center of all these doors, and you see memory keeps its keys in pain.
Let's see, it was regret, guilt, and shame. That was the 3.
Can I inspect the regret door?
Sure.
6.
As you kind of slightly open the door, you notice a deep, dark hallway. Almost magical darkness, you could say.
I'm gonna look back at Eekery and go, well, no regrets.
You walk in. Are you gonna follow him, Gabe?
Unfortunately, we'll follow him.
All right.
Begrudgingly.
Yeah, begrudgingly. I just become like he just goes into the room, and I was like,
no,
wait,
we're not
hold on,
supposed to
no,
have any.
don't just run in.
Regretfully, Gabe, I have to inform you that the door actually locks behind him.
Oh, great.
Oh.
So, Zane. Oh, actually, I'm going to wait for a response. Gabe, what do you want to do?
So it goes behind him, so now he's locked in there without me. See, I will check my body, and I will see if I have anything that could help me pick the locks, because I do have some experience with that.
All right.
Let's see.
I'm just going to go ahead and inform you that the door that closed is like a stone sliding door. So if you were to
So
pick
not
the
kind
lock,
where
you'd
I
have to
could.
get into the gears of the door.
Okay, so not the kind that I could easily do. Interesting. Well, it looks like I'm gonna investigate one of the other two doors. I guess I'll go with guilt.
Alrighty. So same thing as earlier. It almost looks like magical darkness. Like it is so dark that nothing could fathomably be this dark. So you then enter and the same thing happens to you. The door slams behind you. Zane, since you entered first, we're going to go ahead and narrate what happens. So you entered the regret room. And in the regret room, you feel a plethora of painful emotions about things that you didn't accomplish in life, how your journey ended so short with that tragic death at the hands of the troll. And then you see Jer, poor Jer, being held back at knife point. And then you're spat out into a hallway.
Oh, well, that was unpleasant.
You have disadvantage on all initiative, opportunity attacks, and dexterity saving throws for a full day.
My gosh, the hallway of depression.
And then, Gabe, you went into guilt, right?
Yes.
So you enter your room and you just, same thing, you feel plethora of emotions all revolving around pain and guilt. You feel guilty for the murder of Charles. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be. Maybe it was the wrong timing. Like, how did you end up in this situation where now you've lost your 50 seconds of fame and then you're spat out? Same thing, except you are now encumbered. You feel the weight of all your guilt on your shoulders, almost forcing you down. So you'll take all the disadvantages and debuffs of the encumbered trait in D&D. You cannot pick up or carry additional items. On top of that, your movement speed is halved.
Ooh, are we in the same hallway now?
Yes, you are, like, you're spat out on the ground in the same hallway.
Well, Eekery, I suppose I do have one regret. It was going through that door. Can I look back down the hallway to see, like, if it
Can you
extends
look?
behind us?
Can it go
or-
through it again?
Yeah.
I love that ride. So you look back and you notice that it almost looks like the end of a slip and slide where like a tube shot you out.
Ah, okay. Well, that was weird, but I suppose we'll press on.
Yes. Let's just keep this. Let's keep it going.
Surely this dungeon can't be much longer.
As I'm checking my invisible watch on my wrist, certainly this dungeon can't be that much longer. So you then go through this hallway. It just seems like a normal hallway, something that you've seen regularly in this dungeon. And then you make it to the end and you notice kind of a larger hall, almost like a hall of fame. You notice these already lit torches with red banners streaking from the ceilings and a red carpet going through the middle all the way to an opposite door. The walls are actually jagged, triangle spikes on both walls. And in the middle, you see a large, semi-humanoid beast facing away from you, facing the opposite door.
Ooh, semi-humanoid? Can I try and investigate to see what exactly we're looking at?
Sure, with your combat experience, I'll give you advantage on insight.
Well, I'm glad you gave me advantage. 'Cause I got a 6.
Altogether?
Yep.
Both rolls?
The first one was a 5.
No. Your memory's fractured. You have no idea what this is. Eekery, if you want to try the same, you can do so as well.
I will try the same. Investigation, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And this thing is just laying on the ground.
No, it's standing menacingly, just facing away from you.
Oh!
It's gonna keep standing
that's
menacingly
not
because
good.
we're not gonna know what that is. I got a 2.
In fact, I'm going back through the tunnel of regret.
Eekery, let's try and keep our voices down and actually be quiet this time.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan to me.
All right, so both of y'all make a stealth check.
Oh, hell yeah. 16. Oh, 17 plus my... Yeah.
Well,
Oh my
Never mind.
god, why am I doing
Oh, no.
so bad?
I was gonna say, well, actually, your dexterity saving throw, and then I remembered I wrote saving throws, so I was like, oh well, I'll let him have it.
Well, I'm glad Zane got away because I'm not getting away. I rolled a nat
No.
1.
Oh, Gabe, what did you roll?
I rolled a nat 1.
God,
All
there's a
right,
lot
so
of pottery in here.
so you guys take 2 steps into the room, and as soon as you do, the door behind you slams, and then the creature turns around. It then reveals its full appearance, which is that of a skeleton minotaur.
Hello. We're not trespassing or anything, just passing through.
Yes, yeah, we were invited. Yeah.
You most certainly were not invited, as I am the guardian of the memories, and I was not informed of your presence.
Yeah, as you can see, we both recently died, so we're just trying to... Got any open coffins, or...
The Guardian of Memories might help me help me figure out what my memories are that I don't have.
Both of y'all make a persuasion check.
Zane, I think I'm right there with you.
Gabe, what are we looking at?
I got a 6.
I got a 7.
You can see him getting agitated. He says, "If you were invited, then you would have gone to the Hall of the Undead. If you had any questions, then you would have asked the skeletons up front. But seeing how deep you are into this dungeon, I can tell that you're here for one thing only, and that is the relic that which I guard." So, and he snaps his fingers, and you see the jagged walls moving towards you. I am the thing that remains. I am the thing that protects this place. I am the relic of memories. You do not get it unless you go through me. And if the memories dies here with me, then it dies here today. And the walls start etching closer to you. It seems that you have 4 rounds to either convince the Minotaur why you're here or to kill the Minotaur. So roll for initiative.
My God!
Oh.
It didn't even matter that I have disadvantage on initiative. I got a 6 and a 2.
Oh, well, I
Go ahead and put me down at the bottom.
I got a 21.
Alrighty. So this is our new initiative. It is fairly similar to the last one. It is Eekery goes first, then the Minotaur, then Zane. So we've literally just like swapped the last initiative. Alrighty, Gabe, what do you do?
Alright, I have an idea. However, I don't know how this works out for my character that well. Because I know my character has a special action that they can do for an attack. However, it was just for like an NPC. It wasn't for an actual character-based one, so I think the damage is a lot higher than what it should be.
Alrighty.
What is it?
It is called Annoying Chitter. So basically, it's like a mental attack.
That sounds terrible! That sounds terrible!
What are your abilities? You have Skitter? Annoying Chitter? Like, spread disease? Like, yeah. You were a full rat.
I'm a full rat.
Wow.
My plan
is
was
incredible.
to do the psychic attack on him and have you just start asking him questions, and hopefully I can cause enough confusion in him to where he can't forget and he starts having a mental breakdown.
Oh, God, we're dead. Well, I guess we're already dead, so...
Alright, go ahead and try it. Is there a dice roll associated with it?
Yeah, for yeah, let's see. It says I get a +6. Oh, it's not gonna happen anyways. Don't worry. I got a nat 1
Is
to
it
the attack
like
roll.
an attack?
Yeah,
Oh, God.
got
No,
a nat
so,
1 on the attack roll.
You sprint at him with your monk-like speed. You make it to him in a split second. Then you go in for a punch, and it doesn't even make it close to his face. So he's going to retaliate. He's going to equip 2 bone hand axes, and he's going to attack you. Nat 20, 19.
Oh, my
Oh my
gosh.
God.
See, we need to use the Google roller.
Yeah, my dice aren't doing well at all.
I think that's the first, maybe even second time I've rolled this entire recording.
Let me check my runes here.
It sounds like Elden Ring. Let me check my runes real quick.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm just looking at my stick, seeing what I have carved on it.
Oh.
I dealt 9 damage. So you go in for a strike, and it just clearly misses. Almost like you're just trying to punch him with air, like Aang from the Avatar. So he blows air from his nostrils onto your fist after equipping his hand axes, and then he's going to make 2 slash attacks, damaging you really bad with 9 damage.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Zane, it is now your turn.
What do I do? I'm gonna try scanning the room to see if there's anything we can try and use.
Alrighty, make Make an investigation check.
Okay, an 8.
Zane,
It's sad that that's one of the best rolls I've had today.
I want to give it to you guys. I want to give it to you guys so bad. I want to give it to you guys so bad, but a true DM to this story can't bend. So,
So
nah.
I look around frantically and find nothing.
Yes, you're just filled with so much regret.
Yeah, I have many regrets.
Gabe, it is now your turn.
I'm gonna pull out the rat skull that oh gosh, what's his name? Balshot gave me. It's supposed to teleport him here, I guess. I'm gonna try to break it and have him get teleported into the dungeon with us.
Alrighty, so you crumble it in your hand and then you throw it at a nearby wall, and you see a blue portal appear. You see Balshot on the other end, just kind of like camping in a bush, and he's like, "Oh, back so early? Oh, okay, I see." So he stands up and steps into the portal. He's now at the bottom of the initiative.
Well, at least we got another
Nice,
helping
good
hand
turn.
here.
Yeah,
However-
we definitely need it. He's about to be crushed.
However, you did not move away from the skeleton minotaur, so he's going to take his attack to try and thrust both of his axes downward in a top-down motion to try and cut you in half.
Since he's doing that, I do have a reaction that I can take. It is called Desperate Lies. I'm going to point at Balshot that just entered, and I'm going to tell him it was all his fault. He brought us here. It's all his fault. He's the one who needed to attack, not me. And so
Okay. Does it give you
have
like
to-
advantage on deception?
It not necessarily deception, but it says that the attacker must succeed a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
Or
If he's going to attack me or if he's going to attack Balshot.
okay, so he's
God.
he's literally going to like, if he fails, he's going to change his mind mid-swing.
Yeah, because how it works is like I'm gonna be just like basically right next to Balshot, and so this thing.
Okay, well, I failed. I got a 9.
There we go. So you hit him instead of me.
So as you plea, he then stops right before the blade of the bone axes gets to your face. He looks over at Balshot, and you see his eyes then glow red with anger. And what he's going to do is he's going to use his gore attack, and he's going to sprint at Balshot and try to like pin him against the wall. So he's going to make an attack. Nat 20. He's going to rush Balshot, and he goes, no. And then he smashes into Balshot, piercing his chest. However, since the portal is still open, he actually teleports with Balshot onto the other side, and then the portal closes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Good job, Eekery.
and since that guy is no longer here, the walls then stop immediately, and you see the door on the other end open.
Well done. All the day's work.
Yes, my divisive plan has worked.
The cunningness of a rat, I see.
The cunningness of a rat has come in handy.
I used chittering to distract. That's awesome.
I guess we start heading towards the now open door.
Okay, so you now make it to the next room, and you notice a hallway leading to kind of a round dome room. When you make it to the dome room, you notice another smaller dome with a hole in the top projecting a light out of it. After just a little bit of investigation, you'll find a door leading to that smaller domed room.
Okay. I guess I'm going to start walking towards that.
So you guys enter the room, and you notice a marble stand. And on the stand, on the pedestal, you notice a dark black shard just floating in this blue light.
I was like, well, that looks ominous and like
It looks-
anything we're supposed to grab. I bet that's it.
Yeah, it looks like a relic if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
I'm going to reach out with my stick and poke it.
So you poke it, and it's almost like it's in a gravity field. You poke it, and it moves with your stick, but then when you pull back your stick, it kind of like ricochets back and forth.
Ooh. Can I try and make like a Arcana check to see if there's some sort of magic?
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
A 6.
There's definitely a magic, but you probably could have observed that with your eyes.
Oh,
Let's see. What
it
if
appears
I
to be
make
harmless, but just in case. Are you gonna try something?
I was gonna say, what if I make an Arcana check?
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Nope, yours is the best we got. I got a 3.
All right. I'm gonna try and remove the artifact kind of haphazardly by just kind of trying to smack it out of the gravity field with my stick.
I was gonna say you are an ooze. I don't know if it'll hurt your flesh if you try to just grab it.
All right. Oh well. And I just reach out and wrap my oozy hand around it.
So, as you wrap your oozy hand around it, like almost the second that you touch it, you are transported mentally to a black realm where you're now being force fed a ton of memories. You see memories that you've experienced in life, like training before a battle, slicing heads off of barbarians, and even in your final moments being crushed by this troll. Then you see some memories that you did not experience. You see 3 wizards casting some sort of rune on your casket. You see one wizard kind of giving a little bit as if he doesn't want to be part of it, and you see one wizard putting more ambition into it, like more that's even necessary, and then you see a lightning explosion throwing everybody to either which way of the room, and you notice a green sigil burned into your sarcophagus. Then you see another image. You see an image that's probably not even your memory. You see the old man in your backstory, the one with the beard reaching to the floor from his horse, laying in a bed. It's kind of a golden or a nice pristine bedroom with a golden beam piercing from the outside, a beautiful day. And whoever's memory you're looking through, they say, "Father," and then you snap out of it, and now you have the rune in your hand.
Well, that was weird.
So as you hold the rune in your hand, you notice that your hand actually starts taking a more humanoid form. You notice like your skin then kind of forming. You notice your fingers taking shape. You can actually feel again. And then the acid slime then starts to consume it and deteriorate it away. And now you're back to your slime self. However, you do not get time to relish in the moment. As the room starts to shake, you feel the foundation of the entire dungeon rumble as the roof then begins to crack and fold. You now get a perfect view of the sky above as the beam of light transforms into a blue and green beam, shoots into the sky, and then forms a dark cloud in the sky. Green lightning starts shooting everywhere, and you even see a dark, ghoulish face take place in the clouds. But before you even get a chance to say anything, a blue portal appears right next to you guys. Are you guys gonna help me fight this guy off or what? And it's Valshot being pinned against the floor at the edge of the woods.
Well, Eekery, we can either stay in this crumbling dungeon or go fight that.
Well, at least if we're fighting that, we're not in a dungeon that's gonna fall down on us, so let's go.
Yeah, agreed.
You guys then jump through the portal to help Valshot.
People of this world, a darkness is coming, and you are in danger.
It is a dark day. All the beauty has been drained out of it. Banners on fire, decorations ruined, houses being ravaged by the undead. We resume our campaign. Vargyr, trapped under a slab of marble, exploded from a mausoleum, and Flint, trying to rescue him underneath the slab. As that dark face echoed, this world is in danger. And as you look down, you notice the undead are crawling their way towards you. So, we are back, and we're just going to go ahead and go off with an initiative roll. So go ahead and roll.
Alrighty. See how this goes with my +0 to initiative, which turned out okay because I rolled an 18. Doing much better from earlier.
How does a nat 1?
So this is the order. It goes Flint, the enemies, NPCs, and then lastly Cody. So, Charles, if you want to go ahead and start your turn, we'll go ahead and begin. So, just to describe the scenario again, the town is being ravaged by the undead. They have spread out across the city. They are now approaching the tavern, but as you look around, you notice the village center. Several peasants and townfolk are spreading out, running away from the mob, and these stands and buildings are being broken into. To your left, right underneath you, Vargyr is pinned against the ground by a marble slab. Behind you, your tavern is kind of in ruins. Several pieces of debris have smashed through the roof, and you hear screams from the inside.
Okay. Well, first, I'm going to help Vargyr get out of that stone slab. Before I ask that, how far away are the undead from me, or from our general location? Because I knew they were coming from the graveyard, and I kind of went all over.
They've just started their trek, so they're about 60 feet away. It'll take them 2 turns to get to you.
Okay, so I'll help Vargyr get out from underneath the slab, hopefully.
All right. Make a strength check.
That is a 14, because I have nothing to strength.
All right. So you are able to lift the slab, but you're only able to keep it up. It is way too heavy to flip. So we're going to have to wait for Cody's turn in order for him to go out. As you hoist the marble slab up, you hear a familiar voice. Flint! Flint! I need help! And in the corner of your eye, you look back into the tavern, and the person that you thought was killed by the debris in last episode, that person is actually your grandfather, Grim. So now we move on to the undead. The undead are now making their way closer to you. You see 3 skeletons and a zombie 30 feet from you. In one more turn, they'll make it to you. Now we move on to the NPCs. Several people are running away, being attacked by zombies, defending themselves, or fighting for their survival. You notice the patrons inside. None of them seem to be helping your grandfather. All of them are too scared or too shocked to do anything. Then we move to you, Vargyr. You have a moment to slip out underneath the marble slab.
All right, so I'm able to get out from under it.
Yeah, because I'm holding it up currently.
Okay, yeah, I'm moving out from under it.
All right, I'm going to assume, Charles, that as soon as he gets out, you're just going to let go. So now we make it back to the top of the initiative. Charles, what do you do?
Okay, so I looked at Vargyr and asked if looks like there's a situation still in the tavern. Do you think you can manage and hold off here for now until I come back?
I think I can. You better be quick, though.
I will. And then I run off to where I hear Grim, or I can see where he's stuck at.
All right. So you sprint directly inside. And as soon as you get inside, you notice your grandfather smushed underneath a marble debris. The entirety of his lower half is underneath this debris. And this is a large piece. This is not as big as the door. This is bigger. Flint, help me.
Is there a way I can use... I want to try to use Thunderwave, but is there a way to angle it up and away from him?
How about this? You can use Thunderwave, and then you can use a reaction to pull him out. However, if you fail the reaction, he most certainly will die.
Okay. Because I think logically that would be the quickest, but if I fail, then I fail.
This will be considered 2 actions, so
Yeah.
I'm actually going to forfeit your next action.
Okay.
So I'll allow you to do the Thunderwave. Is there any DC required behind it or no?
Casting time is instantaneous. The attack/save is a DC con 12.
All right. Well, it's an inanimate object, so it's not going to retaliate. So you just do it. It bumps up. Now make a dexterity saving throw to remove your grandfather from the rubble.
All right, we'll see how this goes. That is a 4.
A 4?
Yep.
I needed a 12. So you bounce the marble up. It flings up about 3 to 4 feet, just enough space to quickly grab your grandfather and remove him from the rubble. As you grab your grandfather, your hands slip, and the debris comes down, smashing on him. Blood gushing out of his mouth, spreading everywhere, including all over you.
Lovely.
Your grandfather spits out some blood, saying, "Go, Flint! It's okay. It's okay." Save your
I'm
siblings.
sorry, Grandpa. I tried. And then, unfortunately, I need to head back out and help Vargyr. So, unfortunately, I'll go that way then.
So Grim says, save your siblings and come back to me. I'll be okay. I've lived a long life. You've sped up the dying process tremendously.
I love it. Okay.
So there is a chance that you could save him, but it's going to require a lot.
Yeah.
And it's going to require it speedy as well. And you have no idea where your siblings are either.
No.
We're also going to forfeit your turn since you did that.
Okay.
Now we move on to the undead. Speaking of, an undead skeleton sniper is on the top of the tavern. He leans over and he's going to take a pot shot at you. What's your armor class?
Mine is 12.
All right, I got a 13. So he pulls out his ancient bow, rears back, and lets go of the arrow. It pierces your back, going into your shoulder blade. Take 3 damage, and then take 1 necrotic damage. So you're going to take 1 off your maximum HP. Cody, you look down the alleyway, and they get closer to you. The zombie is going to make an initial attack.
Oh, jeez.
Natural 20.
Oh.
So he's going to do...
So that's how it's going to be tonight.
He's going to deal a total of 8 damage. He slashes at you with his crooked, ghoulish hands, cutting into your hide armor.
Oh, okay.
Hamir says, you know better. I've taught you how to defend against the undead. This is simple. This is easy. Come on now. Pull up your guard and bring yourself together. He's scolding you for what just happened. 2 skeletons make their way down the alleyway with ancient swords, and they're going to both make an attack as well. One gets a 17 and one gets a 13.
Both? Hey!
My goodness, off to a rough start. So the first one deals 1 damage, but it also deals 1 necrotic damage. So take 1 off your maximum HP. The second one deals 4 damage and also deals 1 necrotic damage. So now take 2 off of your maximum HP.
Well, good thing you were at full health before all this started.
So it is now the NPC's turn. Y'all hear a commotion around you. Several women and children are being grabbed and dragged to the end of the city for who knows what reason. Flint, you notice in the tavern, another zombie appears in the next room, and you can kind of see through the doorway to y'all's living quarters. You hear a familiar scream as a zombie growls. It is now, Cody, your turn. What does Vargyr do?
Well, first of all, I kind of look to where Hamir. I look at after he says this thing, I kind of look at him. But I'll let myself die, and we'll see what happens when I'm dead. You want that?
More like, you don't want that. I'm helping you, remember?
Well, you're here obviously for a reason, so. And he just kind of turns his look back to the zombies. He's going to try to shoot one with his bow.
All right, make an attack roll.
Let me pull back my dice up. I got a 13 for an
against
attack.
The zombie or one of the skeletons?
I guess zombie.
All right, so with a 13, that actually hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's an 8.
So you put your bow right up to the zombie's face, rear the bow back, and slam the arrow straight into his face. It goes all the way through his head, piercing a hole through it. He's still alive, but just barely clinging to hell.
He's barely. All right, I guess that's the end of my turn.
Flint, we move to you. You have a decision. Attack the archer on the roof, go help Vargyr, who's surrounded, or investigate the scream in the next room.
Well, I roll a dice, and it looks like I'm helping Vargyr, because that's what I said initially.
All right, so you run outside. There are 2 skeletons and 1 zombie all surrounding Vargyr. What do you do?
Let's see. Look at my spells here real quick. I'm just going to do a magic missile.
All right, go ahead and roll dice then. How are you directing the magic missiles?
And how many are surrounding Vargyr right now?
3 enemies.
We'll do 1 each. So that would be a 1d4 plus 1 force damage. Let's see. That's a 3 on the first one.
All right, so
4
the
on
zombie
second
is...
one.
Say that again?
So I have a 4 on a second one.
All right.
And then the last one is a 2.
All right, so the 2 skeletons are slightly damaged, more angered now than before. They changed their attention to you. The zombie, however, the blast from the magic missile actually destroys it, bringing it down, collapsing on the ground.
And I was actually going to use my bonus action, and I'm going to use a defensive shield. which will regain temporary hit points equal to your level in this class. So I'll be gaining some temporary hit points.
All right, so you gain 3 temporary hit points. It is now their turn. So you hear in the distance dragging and screaming of a familiar voice. Not one that you can determine at this time, but just someone that you know. The archer makes his way to the edge of the roof where you guys are and is now going to direct his attention at you. He's going to make an attack. Natural 20. Oh my gosh, I might kill y'all guys. First episode.
It's fine.
It's okay. We'll just roll new characters.
New characters. I put so much work.
So he rears back the ancient bow again, releasing the arrow. It now stabs in the chest plate of your armor, Flint, dealing 2 damage and 1 necrotic damage. Subtract 1 health from your maximum HP.
Well, I got 1 temp left, and now max of 16 HP.
The 2 skeletons are angered at you as well, Flint, so they're going to make their way over to you and both make an attack. Ooh, they failed, though. One of them slices down too early, missing, hitting the bricks in the alleyway. The other one, just in an aggressive swing, just completely misses you, not really realizing that you're a dwarf and you're actually much shorter than the rest. All right, now we're back to you, Cody.
Okay, he is gonna try to just keep fighting off the zombie and skeletons. He's gonna, shoot his bow at zombie again.
All right, the zombies actually collapsed on the ground.
Oh, okay. That kind of blocked out. Then a skeleton then.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
22.
All right, that definitely will hit. Roll damage.
8.
Ooh, I like it.
It's not a crit 8 though.
That's okay. That's actually going to do it. So you fling one of your arrows at the skeleton. It pierces through the skeleton's head. Flint, you notice from the opposite side, the skeleton, now with a huge crack in its skull. You see the lights in its eyes flicker out, and then it collapses into bones and dust. The other skeleton, unmoved, is going to continue its pursuit after you, Flint. However, it is now your turn.
All right, well, I will retaliate with a Thunder Gauntlet.
And what does that do?
It is a +4 to hit, but let's see, deals 1d8 plus 2 thunder damage, and on a hit, a creature that is hit has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you until the start of your next turn.
All right, so it's basically like a power fist.
Yeah, essentially.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Let's see what we get here. Well, I crit failed. So
you got a nat 1. So as you go to punch the skeleton, you're so short that the glove actually flies off your hand and is now below the skeleton's feet. So it is actually now their turn, and the skeleton, seeing this, is going to pick up the gauntlet in its offhand and try to hit you with it. But I got a 2. So basically the same thing happens, except it doesn't fall off his hand. He goes to attack you, and it just kind of slips a little bit, but doesn't come off of his arm. The archer, on the other hand, notices that there's a rival archer on the battlefield, and he's going to pursue Cody. He's going to aim at you, Cody, and fire.
Okay.
Does a 13 hit? Well, he only dealt 1 damage, so he shot you, and it basically rips part of your cloak. It deals 1 damage and 1 necrotic damage.
How do I get all this stuff back?
So, as this happens, both of you make a DC dexterity saving throw.
that's a 13.
That's a 17.
All right, both of you succeed, but the ground starts to rumble. The buildings that have been damaged start to crumble even further, and you notice that the graveyard ahead cracks open with blue light, and you notice more undead crawling from the surface.
Yeah, just good old time.
All of a sudden, behind you guys, you see a beam of light shoot past your shoulders and completely disintegrate the skeleton that had the gauntlets. You notice it is the purple-robed fella from last episode. Demir sarcastically says to you, "Man, maybe you should die so I can take over his body."
I don't know if it'll be possible, but can you use some sort of check to see if he can sense where this, since obviously something's raising him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can he kind of sense in some general direction where this is happening or causing it?
I mean, in the last episode, Bamir pointed you in the direction which was the graveyard, and that's where you saw the volcanic explosion. So you already have those details. However,
Oh,
if
okay.
you wanted to make an Arcana check, yes, I would allow you to dig even deeper into this mystery.
I'll do it. Why not? Hopefully. 19.
With a 19, you definitely suspect that whatever is causing the undead to rise is coming from underneath the graveyard where the mausoleum exploded.
Is it just like is it just a giant crater or is there something in it?
Now it's a giant crater, but there's a glowing blue light coming from the crater.
I'm going to go investigate it. But I'm still like keeping like my bow out with an arrow in it just in case.
All right. So it's 60 feet away, so that's going to use your entire movement speed. So while you do that, we're actually going to move on to Flint. Flint, the gauntlets are now free for you to take. However, the skeleton archer above you still has his sights trained on you guys.
Okay. Well, I'll just go ahead while they're there. Go ahead and just pick up my gauntlet since they're there. And then how far is the archer away?
He's right above you on top of the tavern roof.
So would he be easily within 60 feet?
Sure.
Well, I am going to do a cantrip Ray of Frost. That's a natural 20.
Perfect. And since you crit, you can deal double damage.
Yeah, let's see. Do you need me on because it's quicker? See, that's the terrible 1. And I rolled 2 ones. So that is a very uneventful crit.
So
that's a whole 2 damage.
Okay. So you aim right up at him and shoot him with the Ray of Frost, and then you see it blast him, but it barely affects him. You see him like he's got kind of like a frosted tips all over his bones, and he just kind of like shakes it all off like a dog. So
and then I guess with that, and is there any way I can go back inside the tavern? Because I did hear the voice coming from the other room initially. Did I?
Yeah, of course. So you go ahead and sprint with your maximum distance to your living quarters. However, the NPC is actually going to follow Vargyr. Until then, though, it is actually the skeleton's turn. So since there's a crater in the roof, he's actually going to aim his bow at you as you run through the dining area of the tavern. So he's going to make an attack roll, and does a 13 hit?
Yes, it does.
He's going to deal 3 damage and 1 necrotic damage.
Okay. So I have 0 temp.
Alrighty. Seeing the skeleton try and chase you down, he's going to actually put his hands together, and you see an orange beam blast at the skeleton, eviscerating it completely.
Nice.
So now that the immediate threat has been taken care of, you guys move on to your areas. We're going to stay in initiative because there is still an invasion going on. So, Cody, you get closer to the origin of the invasion, and as you get closer, you notice the light is so bright, it's actually blinding. So the only way that you'd be able to do more investigation is if you actually delved into the cavern.
Can I ask Bamir to see if, they can see anything?
Bamir states, all of my senses are based off of yours. So as you look into the blinding blue light, you notice something emerging. Is this the answer? Is this the reason why the flood of zombies are pouring into the earth? No. Something much worse. A colossal arm reaches out of the pit and pulls itself up. You notice a mass of conjoined zombies into one colossal being. We switch to Flint's perspective. Flint, you have now made it to the living quarters where you and your family reside. However, you notice something terrible. A blood path streaking out to the front door.
Okay. Well, I don't see any other of my siblings, so I want to follow that trail of blood and see where it goes, I guess.
All right. So I'll let you use the rest of your movement speed to move outside. When you go outside, you notice at the very edge of the village, by the tree line, you notice one of your siblings being dragged by the hair by a zombie into the woods.
That's lovely.
I love how nonchalant you're taking this. Like,
yeah. It's like,
how old are you? Aren't you like 80 years old?
Yeah, I'm 85.
So you've like known these people your entire life.
But to be fair, isn't that still like kind of young in terms of like dwarf?
Yeah. Because he lived to 400.
Yeah,
he's
so he's just
basically a teenager.
But and then how far is my sibling?
This is probably 500 feet away.
Oof, yeah. We ain't getting there. That's unfortunate.
So as you end your turn, you see your sibling crying out for help as they disappear into the bushes.
Can I at least tell from the voice? Can I tell which of the siblings it is?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and let you have that for free without rolling. That was your sister Mary.
Great. Okay.
Dang it, my favorite.
Well, Mary.
So moving on, I'm actually going to move to the zombie clot that's hoisting itself out of the pit. The NPC states, "What are you doing just staring at it? Shoot that thing." As he says that, the zombie creature is going to smash his hand on both of you.
On who?
Both of you.
Pretty big hand.
Okay.
All right. Well, that might still hit. It doesn't. He got a 10.
Hi. Miss.
So he slams his ginormous fist right where you guys are, and both of you dodge out of the way. It is now the NPC's turn. He's going to put his hands together and shoot out another beam, and misses, whiffs past what you can only think is the head of the creature. It is now your turn, Cody.
Well, I guess you kind of tell that shooting at it is just not really going to do much. So, I mean, he kind of looks down at the crane and he's like, well, here goes nothing. And he just kind of jumps into it to see where the light's coming from.
All right. So you jump. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
That is a nat 20.
A nat 20? All right. You know what? I don't usually do this on saves, but I'll go ahead and give you a crit save. So you kind of like a God of War Kratos just kind of fall into the pit head first, and Bemir is grabbing onto your shoulders as you zoom down into the pit. As you zoom down into the pit, you maneuver into a hero stance and hit the ground perfectly, dealing no damage to yourself. This also reveals what is the source of this invasion, and there's a pedestal that looks empty, but from the empty spot that it should contain an item, a blue beam of light is shooting up into the sky. So we will now move on to Flint.
Okay.
Flint, you are outside. You just watched your sister dragged into the woods. What do you do?
Well, unfortunately, she's 500 feet away. So, unfortunately, I backtrack my steps and make sure that none of the siblings are here, or maybe they're out of town for the moment or somewhere else.
Okay, so you go back inside, make an investigation check. Actually,
Investigation. No, +2. So that is a 12.
Sadly, none of your siblings are here. All of their rooms seem either ravaged or empty.
Lovely. Then, if possible, head over to Grim and I want to try to stable him.
All right, so you head over to Grim. He seems still alive.
Flint, did you save your siblings?
Unfortunately, there was a zombie that took Mary, and looks like, and I can't find Michael or Alexander. I don't know where they went off to. I checked their living quarters, but it's just ravaged and all torn apart.
Make a constitution check to try and stabilize him. I'm going to need a really high check in order to stabilize him, because he's on his last moments.
Well, we ain't making it, Chief. That's a 5.
So as he says that, he takes his final breath. His eyes glaze over, and he drops all movement.
All right, well, that's it.
So we move to Cody. Since you're kind of separated yourself from the NPCs, we'll go ahead and skip them. They're fighting up above. What do you do, seeing this blue light and pedestal?
Can I go up to the pedestal and see what's on it?
Yes, but there's nothing on it, just blue light beaming up.
Can I try, what's on the pedestal? What does it look like?
There's engravings around it, and besides the column and the engravings, there's really nothing.
Is it glowing or anything, or?
No, so it looks like this used to hold something, either an item or an artifact, and it's missing. And in the spot of the missing artifact, the light is now beaming up in the sky.
Okay, so there's a spot where something looks like it's supposed to belong.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so something was taken from the pedestal, presumably. Hold on 1 second. Can I look around to see if there's like any signs of anybody here?
Yes.
Is that it? Gonna be an investigation?
Yeah, that'll be an investigation check.
Hey, 17.
All right. You notice like some really strange things. You notice a set of footsteps, but then you also notice a set of footsteps that are like misshapen, deformed, and also they are accompanied by a green goo or slime. So there are two sets of footsteps.
Are they going the same way?
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow.
So let me describe the room real quick. So the room itself only has one door, and it seems that door has been closed. And the only way in or out would be the crevice that you just fell through.
Okay, so I'm just gonna follow the footsteps and see where they go.
All right. So as you follow the footsteps, they circle around the pedestal, and they look like they go to a near wall. And the only thing that you can think of is they either phased through the wall or climbed up the wall.
Looks like they climbed up the wall?
Yes.
Oh, shoot. Can I see any kind of way to get back up?
Not particularly without climbing the wall.
Okay, it's probably going to be stupid. We're going to try something. We're going to walk back over to the pedestal and try to push it over and see if we can break it.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check.
That's a 15.
Right. So you push over the pedestal and it shatters on the ground. The blue light dissipates. Flint, as you walk out into the alleyway, you see the NPC shooting beams at this monstrosity of a creature. And then all of a sudden, the blue light that was emanating from the cavern dissipates, and you see the creature fall down face first. Then all the zombies that were kind of connected to create this creature start sliding off of each other, almost like they're disconnecting.
But are they still alive and moving, even though they're separated, or are they fully done?
No, they look just like corpses.
Okay.
So, after successfully pushing over the pedestal, Vargyr, you begin to climb up the wall and regroup with the rest. Flint, the unknown savior, and Vargyr, you guys are all now grouped together.
All right.
The NPC looks like he puts his hand underneath his hood and pretends to wipe some sweat off his brow. Man, that was a close call. I thought you died down there. Thought you couldn't take the pressure and just, unalived yourself. I mean, I don't know what to think. I mean, literally the end of the world happens, and then I just see a random person jump into this cavern, and who knows how deep it is. And then as he says that, you hear trotting of horses coming from the town center. You hear horses neighing and armor clanging together. All of a sudden, you see the Imperial Guard dressed in pristine knight armor, and you see a black-robed high elf riding a white horse. Are there any survivors? Please reveal yourself.
And then I'll first reveal myself. It was like, Flint, I'm the owner of this tavern over here, the Stonewall Tavern. Well, we're all here safe, but one of my siblings actually got taken off down by the end of the city. She may still be alive.
I'm sorry to hear that, Flint, but we do not have time for such trivial things. In fact, seeing how close you are to the bomb site, we need to question you. And two guardsmen on their horses approach you with swords drawn.
I don't resist.
The advisor on his horse trots kind of in between them. What happened here? Explain yourself.
And then I guess I'll say, I don't know, it all of a sudden happened out of nowhere. We were just in the tavern, and then all the destruction and everything just started happening. And I was just trying to make sure everyone was safe as possible for the tavern's sake and everyone that was in it.
So many questions and not enough answers. Come with us.
Unfortunately, you know as much as I do, but I'm willing to come.
Come with us. We need to speak to the Emperor himself. So we then, on this dark and gloomy day, make our way to the capital city. On the white horses and pristine guardsmen, you guys travel all the way up the plateau on top of the mountain where this capital city resides. A mix of beauty and destruction. You notice the marble buildings with gold veins through them, connecting them almost like a healed scar. You notice rivers going through the capital city, dripping off the side of the plateau into the nearby ocean. You noticed wavy roads going up the mountain, up to the castle itself. You guys make it into the castle, and you notice a disrupted coronation. Banners and decorations of all sorts lining the walls and columns, but nobody there to witness. You notice at the end of this grand hall, the supposed-to-be emperor at the back. The chancellor, knights, and guards escort you guys through the hall all the way to the emperor himself. Varathan, what say ye on the situation? The high elf, golden skin and bright blonde hair, in his black robes, announces, "We found these men fending off the horde near the ground zero where all of it took place. Have they answered all of your questions?" The advisor, Varathan, says, "I do not know. I brought them here so that they could explain the whole story to you, but supposedly they do not know what's going on." The soon-to-be emperor, named Phelan, stands. "I need you to tell me everything that happened, or bad things will come your way." And you notice a knight with an executioner's axe kind of shine it in y'all's direction.
Well, we were in the tavern, and all of a sudden, everything just destruction, and a hole happened to be above the tavern. And then, next thing you know, there was undead everywhere. And, well, try to find them off and do the best I can to help people around me.
What say you two, half-elf and cloaked individual?
Well, considering that I stopping the thing myself, I don't quite appreciate, getting a terror and carrying it like a criminal.
You stopped the thing yourself? How? Explain.
I jumped into a cavernous pit and kind of toppled over a pedestal that looks like something was missing. And it just, I guess that was the thing that was making everything, all the undead rise. You can go down that hole yourself if you want, but...
Dorn Hollow Square, what resides of the old empire, in a pedestal with a missing artifact. This is very interesting. Well, seeing that you guys were in the closest proximity to the ground zero, as well as having some interactions with the horde yourself, I commission ye to be my top investigators. If you ever want to step foot in this land again, you will do as I say. I need as much information as possible on what happened today. Do you know what has happened here this day? They've halted the ceremony, seeing that a dark, ghoulish face is a bad omen that the new emperor is starting off not so strong. That is bad publicity. I need you to take care of this. Find out what happens before another invasion happens. They have postponed my ceremony for 30 days. Figure out what happened. And he wafts his cape as he turns to the other direction to supposedly go into a room in the back. The advisor then turns to you. Well, you have all the information you need. We are no longer holding you. However, we are keeping close tabs on you. Don't think of trying to run away, or you can kiss that tavern goodbye.
And he sighs and says, "Understood."
So, as you're escorted out of the building, the sky begins to part, and we see the night sky for what it's supposed to be, past the gloomy clouds that were created by the onslaught.